December 18th meeting. Did any additions or corrections?
Nope.
No.
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes.
Second. Okay, Laschelle.
Okay. And 2 meetings to catch you up on. At the January 8th meeting, the council took over the final streets in the Clark's Rest development, and they are wrapping up building there. We also approved an agreement with Think Big Networks LLC to provide fiber optic broadband services for the residents of Leonardtown. And then the February meeting, we introduced ordinance number 219, which we'll hold a public hearing on next month. And that is for the first step in the process to get our bond financing to build our new water tower and well at the Meadows at Town Run 2. And I also presented the council with a debt affordability report, which is required by our ordinance, to show the impact of that borrowing for the project, and how that debt service will be paid in the future. And as always, for projects like this, or that which are for growth, only growth-related projects, the impact fees collected from those pay the debt service on the loan. It's not the residents that are already here. We also had a public hearing on the case that you heard in December for the rezoning of 22675 Cedar Lane Court from residential to single family to commercial office, and that did get approved by ordinance number 218. We also had a public hearing on a franchise agreement with Comcast of Maryland, and so the Comcast and Think Big will now be coming into the area if we are able to get a franchise agreement with them. The council approved the franchise request, and so next month or the next month we'll hold a public hearing on the franchise agreement. So currently we have just Breeze Line in town, and we really haven't had any competition. We have a franchise with them. The last one was for 12 years, but we never had anyone come into town. It's not exclusive. So now we will have actually 3 different networks that you'll be able to choose from in the very near future if this Comcast franchise is approved. I also gave them an update on the RFI that we have out for the Wharf Food Hall. We had a preliminary information meeting. We had 5 people that were interested in the project, and their proposals will be due on March 15th to start the next step. Any questions?
Okay, on to new business. Case number 05-05A, Splash in Carwash, Lot 2, Gordon Ray Subdivision. They're here for a request for concept approval for site development plans for a 3,543 square foot car wash.
Members, the property is described as being Lot 2, Gordon Ragan Subdivision, as recorded in the St. Mary's County Plat Records and Plat Library 39, page 78. The lot was recorded on August 23rd, 1994. The project was presented to the Planning Commission on September 18th, 2023 meeting, requesting a favorable recommendation to the Board of Appeals for a special exception use within a commercial business zoning. The Planning Commission approved the request with a 5-0 vote. The applicant received special exception approval from the Board of Appeals hearing on September 25th, 2023, with a vote of 5-0 in favor of granting the special exception based on the Town Municipal Code, Chapter 155-26C, which allows for automotive related uses within a commercial business zoning. The property is located between Maryland Route 5, Point Lookout Road, and Merchants Lane. That is a service road for both the shops of Breton Bay and Leonardtown Center. The existing access of the property is by utilizing the existing Merchants Lane, which is a recorded 45-foot access easement existed. and a 50-foot access easement shown on plat 29118, directly to Maryland Route 5 and Maryland Route 243. The existing site is currently occupied with a 4,600 square foot building and 100 existing parking spots, with the total impervious surface of 5,255 square feet. Over the years, the property has served multiple restaurants such as Happy Seafood House, Bottom of the Hill Tavern, Vietnamese Restaurant, Rustic River Bar and Grill, Arizona Pizza, and Perkins Restaurant. The existing building is currently serviced with public water and sewer system, which has been allocated 6 equivalent development units, or EDUs. The proposed site development plan is proposing a tunnel car wash. The proposed building is 3,543 square foot in size. The proposed plan will utilize the existing entrance and recorded access easements for access to the proposed development. The proposed parking area will consist of 27 parking spots per chapter 155 chart B. The required parking spaces for this type of use is 1 per 300 square foot of floor area. Based on chart B of this ordinance, the site is required to have 12 parking spaces. The current proposed design exceeds the ordinance required by 15 parking spaces. Per chapter 155-73, per redevelopment section of the ordinance, the property is required to treat 50% of the existing impervious surface or reduce the proposed impervious surface by 50% of the existing impervious surface. The proposed impervious surface of this site is 35,555 square feet. Therefore, the site must implement ESD to the maximum extent practical for 50% of the existing site. The applicant has provided 4 ESD devices which adequately treat the proposed impervious surfaces. Proposed plantings within the ESD devices also meet the requirements of ESD design. Per town municipal code, the site is required to provide 10% of the site in landscaping, which equals to 6,534 square foot. The proposed site landscaping plan is providing 12,150 square foot of landscaping, which equates to 28.5% for the site. The landscaping proposed exceeds the landscaping requirements by 4,267 square feet. Based on uses of other car washes within the town, it is estimated that the proposed car wash will require 6 additional EDUs prior to being issued a use and occupancy permit. The town at the time does not have any available EDUs for this project. However, the town existing wastewater treatment plant is under construction to expand the facility. The estimated time to complete the wastewater treatment facility upgrade is projected to be late this summer. The project could proceed with final engineering and design during that time. The project has received concept approval from St. Mary's County Public Works and Transportation, St. Mary's County Soil Conservation District, Maryland State Highway, Town of Leonardtown Capital Projects Department, and the Town of Leonardtown Planning Department. Architectural drawings to date have not been submitted or reviewed by the town or state fire marshal. That's actually not the case now. I just received review back from the fire marshal, so there were a couple comments needed to be addressed, but there wasn't anything standing out. So the action needed today, the applicant is requesting concept site plan approval for case number 0505A, Splashing Car Wash, Lot 2, Gordon Ragan Subdivision. The Planning and Zoning Commission can vote to approve with conditions, delay, or deny a decision. Now, if you have any questions, we have reps from the plan source here. If you have any questions, or I can answer probably any questions.
Do they have anything that they wanted to state?
Did you have any comments that you wanted to?
No, we don't have.
Okay.
Question on the parking spaces, why are they exceeding the number of required parking spaces by that much?
So there are, along with those parking spots, some of those parking spots will be utilized for vacuum stations, and they've shown those on the plans as well.
Okay.
But I can't imagine, I think that there was 15 spaces being utilized for vacuuming, with the remainder open to whomever.
Okay.
Anybody else have any questions? I wanted to know more, they don't need the architectural today, do they?
No, they do not.
This would just be for information for us to get an idea, so that when you come back to ask for the architectural approval, you might have something that we really want and not something we're gonna deny. And so my concern is, what are the exterior surfaces that you're using and what are their colors?
Okay. No.
So basically, we're doing a white thin gray along with a gray corrugated sheet. I do have a rendering with me. I can share that with you if you want to.
Sure, I'd like to see that.
It got printed in the last sheet.
I will say that, 4 buildings like that, and we've got a lot of buildings out there that we like everything to blend in, and we're trying to get as much things in the red brick. I think we have a small one like that.
Oh, okay, that's good.
But if you can just maybe with that one show us what the colors are gonna be, because that's bigger.
So this part of the building would be the white thin brick, and this would be the gray metal corrugated metal sheet, and this area is the black hardy wooden batten area, and this is the roof. So this roof will be also a black in color and is also metal. That's how it is.
In that plan, right before you get to the drawings of the building, there's a 3D modeling in there that kind of shows you that the building is not just straight sides, it's broke up a little bit.
Yeah, I was more concerned about, I would, because we have so much red brick in our buildings out there, that, the part that you talked about, the brick where all the windows are, would maybe match some of the bricks that are in the buildings already out there. Rather, did you say it was gonna be a white?
Yeah, we're proposing white, but
Would you consider a red more like the McDonald's and
yes.
the other ones that are right up the front?
We can do that. We have actually done that in one of our other projects. I can show you like a picture.
No, that's fine. I just want you to know, this is, our feelings would be when you come back for your architecture. It won't affect what we do here today. Does anybody else have any questions?
No, that's well put though, because we've been wanting that recently.
Yeah.
A little bit more uniformity,
Oh, yeah.
obviously.
Then if there's no other discussion, do we have a motion?
I'll move to approve the request for concept site plan for case number 0505A Splash-In Car Wash on the subject property pending fire marshal approval, which that already is, right?
Well, we have comments back. Yes. Second.
So we don't need our.
Okay.
We don't need
Those in
that.
favor
So we
say
don't
aye.
need it.
Aye.
Aye.
Okay, good luck.
Thank you for your support.
Our next order of business is case number 70-16, Dogwood Development, Lot 1, map 32, parcel 0402, part of the Academy Hills PUD. And they're requesting a final site plan, architectural and McKay recommendations to the council.
So I wanted to make a correction to the request for a final site plan. We have the architectural drawings are going to be typically, if you remember the Wood subdivision on Greenbrier Road that the client did, those are the same ones that will be sort of utilized here. I did give you a picture of the front of one, but the architecturals I just don't have, but they are going to be the same as the ones on Greenbrier Road for Wood subdivision, lot 1 and 2. Okay.
And that's what this is?
That is, yes.
Okay.
Well, that is actually what they're proposing out there for the one of the looks, but they're generally the same, almost identical. One other thing is that they're also asking for plat approval for this as well. Okay. And so the applicant is requesting final approval for a 6-lot, single-lot family home site development plan at the corner of Cedar Lane and Route 5. The subdivision is proposed to contain 6 one-story homes on Cedar Lane Road extension to be named at a future date. The property was recommended to Town Council for review and approved on December 20th, 2021. Town Council on January 10th, 2022 approved the project to change the use designated for Academy Hills PUD Parcel 1 from commercial to single-family homes. Additionally, Town Council approved 6 EDUs as an infill project for the 6 single-family homes being proposed. The Leonardtown Planning Department and Capital Projects Department have reviewed the most recent set of plans and have approved the plans with very minor comments. The project has been submitted to Soil Conservation District, Department of Public Works, Leonardtown Volunteer Fire Department, State Highway, which the client has received approvals from all those agencies. The action today needed is the applicant has requested recommendation to Town Council for final site plan, architectural and facade approval and plat approval for case number 70-16 Dogwood Subdivision, Lot 1, map 32, parcel 402, and it's part of the Academy Hills PUD. The Planning Commission can vote to approve with conditions, delay, or deny a decision.
And does anybody else have any comments to make about that?
I'm here representing LSR for the Woods. I don't have any more to add, but I'm here to answer any questions if you have any.
Okay. Anybody here have any questions?
Nope.
They look nice. We're all in agreement.
Oh, my.
I know. How about that?
If I may, who seconded the splash in? Okay, Doug. Okay, thank you.
All right.
That's him. I will make a motion. I move to recommend the request for final site plan, architectural and facade drawings to Town Council for case number 70-16 Dogwood Development LLC, Lot 1, map 32, parcel 402, part of Academy Hills PUD, and pending fire marshal approval.
I'll second.
All those in favor say aye.
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 Did you have plat? Okay. Did you have plat approval on this?
Did you say also the plat part?
No, he added that today.
Okay.
Yes, I'm sorry.
No.
I would just do another motion since you already have that one, just to approve the plats as well.
Okay.
Please.
I move to approve the plats for
Recordation.
recordation.
Second.
Okay, we ready to move on?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Our last order of business will be the in-house review for the permits for December and January.
Sorry, did you call for a vote on that last one? Jonathan?
Oh, yeah, you have to call for a vote.
I don't think you called for a vote. So.
You
Yeah,
have
the
to ask
first
for
and
all
second.
in favor. For the plat.
second
Oh, for the
motion.
plat, I'm sorry.
Please,
All in favor?
Aye.
thank you.
There you go. Not too much. Is there anything of note you'd like to? Looks looks like doesn't look like a lot this time.
It's not a lot of building permits, but that changed this month. I can tell you.
I'm sure.
I think December just generally is a little slower, you know, for people putting things together.
Well, we're getting into the spring.
And everybody's submitting permit plans to start that spring construction.
Anything else anybody wanted to? How much feedback have you gotten on your arches?
Mostly positive. I mean, there was a couple of threads that had some negativity, but a lot of it was misinformation and just not having all the information. But I heard a lot of good feedback. The soap brick to add to this one that matches the courthouse on the bases, and then hopefully we'll get Kenwood Street up soon.
Well, I bring my grandsons home from school, and I think it was interesting that my grandson, who's a sophomore at Leonardtown, asked me about it and about the controversy, and that he's been hearing a lot of controversy. Now, even he knew this was not good thinking, but people said, well, why would they spend money on that when they could be fixing up the Leonardtown Hall Academy?
Yeah.
So I
There's a
don't
lot,
think there's
yeah.
been anything
You
that's,
know, they were fully grant funded.
oh yeah, I mean,
and-
I explained that to
Yeah.
him and he knew that. But,
So-
and he knew that that was even governmental center, it's not even
Right.
Leonardtown. You know, so
It's social media.
I was just pleased that he was
That's
picking
very
up
good.
on it and smart enough to know what it was
Very
all
good.
about.
Very good.
Any other comments about any of the other things that are happening in town?
Don't think so.
State of the
How
Town and the
exciting.
breakfast is March 8th, so if anybody can attend, it's always a wonderful event, and we've invited a lot of base contractors, hoping some of them will come and just see what we have to offer for their employees when they're recruiting, and just kind of see what's happening in town, if you can make it.
If we want to come to that, do we need to tell you?
Just RSVP to Terry.
Okay,
And that's at 7:30, right?
7:30 is
At the Rex.
breakfast, and 8 o'clock is the presentation, and we usually try to wrap up by 9:30
At the Rex.
at the Rex in the theater.
okay.
It's good to see you guys. I've seen you since November or December.
Right, long time. I wasn't even here in December, so it's been a long time. Do we have a motion for adjournment?
I move to adjourn.
Second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All right.
I assume we'll see you next